How do we sound? Good?
You were actually in my dream last night. I think
Shut
in
up.
preparation because I knew you were coming today, though.
I had a weird dream last night too.
What happened?
I always tell people about my dreams, and my
Yeah.
boyfriend never cares. But this was the first dream that he actually cared about. I was with my childhood best friend, Jaylee, and we were at this dance convention, but it was more than dance. They had people who specialized in like photography, whatever. So in my dream, we had just gone to a dance class. Then we were going to a photography class that like Petra Collins was teaching. And I was so excited about that. And she was like, I'm so nervous. Like, I don't know what to do. Petra was saying that to me and Jaylee. And so Jaylee and I went on break in this house in New York. And I was like, Jaylee, this house is like insane. Like, this is so pretty. And she was like, Dev, like, calm down. So we ended up walking out, and there was like little kids who like lived there, and I was like, let's follow them. And she was like, Devin, no. And I was like, come on. And so we followed them, and the house was fucking beautiful. The kitchen had these like clear refrigerator doors, and it projected this gorgeous light into the kitchen. And I just remember being like, this is my dream kitchen. I just dreamt that I was in my dream house. And then that was the end. And I woke up and I told Jesse, and he was like, that's the coolest dream you've ever had. He's like, I'm very here for a clear kitchen.
I mean, that's like a rich person like thing.
I know.
It's a clear refrigerator.
I know.
So
I was like one
brown
day
to like white, and then silver, and then
to clear. Imagine how organized it would
I
have to
know.
be.
It's like a drink refrigerator, or like vegetables,
It literally
raw
was,
vegetables.
Oh,
out.
raw vegetables, like no plastic. What was your dream about me?
It was in New York, and you and Jesse were having a party, I think.
Oh.
I go in the elevator, and he's like, we're going up to the party. I was like, okay, let's go. And it was like this like jazz music party on the rooftop. And like, I remember your friend was like, Devin, can you get them to not play jazz? And you're like, yeah, like I'll play something else. And you play something else, and then everyone starts dancing, and that's all I remember.
Oh, Jesse loves jazz. Like, his favorite thing to do is Delilah Jazz Night. When they used to have that.
Oh, on Sundays?
Yeah. He was always
I swear
like,
there's
jazz
better
night,
jazz
baby?
places than Delilah on Sunday.
I know.
Wait, what's the other music video you were in? Are you talking about the one with Olivia? That one?
That one,
That
but
one was
also, that one was fun. But also, I did another video with the neighborhood called Pretty Boy.
Is it out?
Yes. So both are out.
Stop. Wait, like back to back.
Yeah, it's for their new album.
Okay.
So I got to be in. We actually filmed the Lost in Translation video first.
Yeah.
But it ended up coming out last. The video was directed by Mowgli Lee. He's a little rock star. And then also one of our friends from hometown, Adam. He's got the best taste. It's like annoying.
Does Jesse get his like creative stuff from this guy?
No, I mean, Jesse's really, really involved in the creative.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, I feel like
it's
I can
always a
tell almost
collaborative
in a way that it's
Yeah.
like his aesthetic.
and something that inspires me so much about him is that he's so hands-on with like everything he does. And he's so about like working with his friends and stuff. So most of the videos and everything they've ever done has been with like people he's known for years. This album's really exciting because they're getting recognition from people he's always wanted, and he's just getting so many exciting opportunities that I've always wanted him to have, and it's just really exciting seeing someone you love, like their dreams coming true.
You're
and
like
stuff.
the best girlfriend ever. I can't. Like, you
He's
guys
a
are
great
too
boyfriend.
fucking cute. Guys are, how long have you been dating now?
Our anniversary's in April, and we just had our 5 years, so
Okay.
we're on our like 6th year together.
Bianca was saying to me, she's like, if they break up, like love does not exist. I'm like, dude, actually though, it's like
The amount of people that fucking tell me
Say
that
that,
or
yeah.
tweet me, they're like, the two top things I get are like, if Jesse and Devin ever break up, love isn't real. And then they'll get like, I don't know if I want to date Devin or Jesse. Like those, or I don't know who I'm more jealous of, Devin or Jesse. And I'm like, I mean, he's a great guy. It's like, he's my best friend. So it's just it's easy. I feel like we don't have many arguments, but it's because we pick and choose battles. We definitely have arguments or fights. It never gets to the point where it's like, I'm done. Like, this fight was too much for me. It's like we always see where the other's coming from, and we're so open with each other. There's like no passive energy. That's like my biggest pet peeve is like when people are just passive aggressive to me. I'm like, just tell me what you're feeling. Don't make me fucking get it out of you. Just
I know
say it.
communication is key. It's pretty much like the only thing that can help you with anything in a
well, it's the only thing you
just
have.
Say it. Just let's talk about it.
I know. It's like we can either get through it if something's a big enough issue that someone's getting really upset by it. It's like, let's talk about it, but really sit with your thoughts. Another thing I've learned from Jesse is that he's always says what he means. And he's honest, but he thinks about what he says before he says it. He's just very wise with his words. And I feel like I'm just fucking queen of word vomit and like never know what I'm saying or like not able to express exactly how I feel. But sometimes I think I'm getting a lot better.
You're probably also better than you think you are. Like in comparison to a lot of other people, you guys both seem like just two level-headed people. He might just know how to
he's a songwriter. He's a writer.
Exactly.
He's
like that's like
it.
literally his job to put his thoughts into words well.
Yeah,
you know?
Totally.
And like you probably know how to do it very well. He just knows how to do it better.
I know. I'm like, he's a professional.
Yeah, truly an actual professional. What else is like a secret to a good relationship? Because like, I don't know.
Have you not been in like a long-term relationship?
I kind of was like for a year, but like.
How old were you when you?
19.
Oh, okay.
So like 19 to 20. So we broke up like 2 years ago. I just am not a relationship person. I don't
That's
think.
how I was though.
Did you want to date people?
No.
Like, okay, see, yeah.
I literally hated everyone. Boys would ask me out and I was like too nice to say no.
Okay.
And didn't want to hurt their feelings and liked them probably as a friend sometimes. But it worked out because I was just annoyed. And then I'm like, they would try to hold my hands. That they liked me. I was like, can you not like try to hold my hand? It like grossed me out.
Once they like kept trying to be more than a friend.
Yes.
Like, no.
I was just like, oh dude, I can't do this. 13-year-old me was like, it's either Ashton Kutcher or Justin Bieber. And until I get one of them, no one really is worth my time. Like, yeah, literally is what I imagined in my head. I knew who Jesse was. We went to the same high school and I was a freshman and he was a senior, and I was just thought he was really cute, but we were in such different social groups that I was
also
just
at that age, like freshman to senior is like a big deal.
Oh dude, and I was so shy, and I had a boyfriend when we had first started hanging out. So I ended up breaking up with my boyfriend. Jesse and I unofficially dated. And I got my heart broken.
By Jesse?
Yes.
Wait, when? What?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was the first guy that I like really, really liked. And I felt like I wasn't.
Scary. Yeah.
It was so scary. And I wasn't in a power position. Like in all my other past relationships, I was the one who broke up with everyone. So I felt like I was kind of in control. But with Jesse, I was so like scared of how much I felt for him that I was just like, fuck, I need to be perfect. Like I can't fuck this up.
Perfect in what way? Like what were you trying to like be?
In every way. I wanted to be so cool and easygoing, which you're already there. An easygoing person, but when he would ask me certain things and I disagreed with him, I was like afraid to say how I really felt because I wanted him to still like me. It just felt like I was being this like fake version of myself, trying to be like what he pictured me as, because he would always tell me, he's like, you're so beautiful, you're so whatever. And so in my head, I'm like, fuck, I have to live up to these expectations. I don't want to like, when I'd sleep over at his house, I'd wake up early and like go brush my teeth and brush my hair and like lay back in bed before he woke up, because I was like mortified of him smelling my morning breath.
You were also young too.
So young. I was 18, about to turn 19. That didn't last, obviously, but we ended up staying fucking friends and hung out in the same friend group. I had to see him like date other girls, and I had ended up dating one of my other like best friends. I'm someone who's like, all I need is one fucking like learning lesson and I'm good to go. Yeah. So I got my heart broken fucking once and I was like, never doing that again. Yeah. But Jesse and I had ended up seeing each other out a couple times and talking for like hours, and I was just like, oh dude, like I'm so in love with this man. Like it hurts me. Jesse and I ended up getting back together, and all of our hometown friends kind of had their own opinions on me and him getting back together, because of course.
Good opinions?
No.
Okay. That's adorable.
I'm just grateful for him, and I think we just both really respect each other and like care about each other as friends first. So I think that's why it works. I don't know. It's hard to say, because I'm like, whenever I think I have it all figured out, it's like you never know. It's just like being a ride or die and loyal and understanding and patient. It's like all you can ask for.
Wait, I actually saw this, like, it was like a blurb like a couple months ago of something you said in an interview, and it really resonated with me. It was like, I forget exactly what you said, but it was something like, I had like no expectations for like my life, or like I would never thought my life was gonna be like this. And I see like something in you that like is familiar to me in a weird way. And it's like, I think both of us, like, correct me if I'm wrong, like, are like, what the fuck?
Oh, dude.
You know?
No, I feel that way about you because I see, like, my sister and I, Nicole, were talking about you because I was like, Charlotte's so fucking cool because she just shows up at places alone and is just like down to talk to whoever's there and is just like happy to be wherever, like along for the ride, like so easygoing and just fun. But it's like, because you don't have those expectations and you're just like literally like, I don't know what got me here, but I'm just gonna like smile, but also like I feel like everything could get ripped away from me and I'd still be like so fine.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's also like a test, like whenever like shit's going bad, like, can I still be happy through this? And if I can, that's great.
Well, and it's like the problems that I feel like we do have, it's like problems that I never even imagined that I would have to deal with.
Oh, 100%. I feel like most people in our industry knew they were going to be in this industry or sought it out or like had some sort of like a singer or like they were going to be a model or an actress, whatever it is. And I feel like you and I both kind of like happened to be in it by luck. It was just kind of like the universe was like, you guys are in it for whatever reason, you know? Well, at least for me, I kind of get this sense from you, from what you've said, is like a slight imposter syndrome of like, I can't do this. Like, why does everyone want me, like, think like I can do this, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's interesting because I don't see that in many other people. And like, I've always kind of seen that in you of like, I don't know why I'm here. But like,
literally
I'm
all the
here
time.
and like, thank you so much for having me.
Whenever I get asked to do shit or like I get sent like Louis Vuitton just sent me fucking flowers and I looked at my boyfriend, I'm like, what the hell? Like, why? Like, I'm not complaining at all. I'm just confused. Like, it makes me feel like I'm in a simulation and they're just doing this shit to like,
as a joke,
to see how I react. And I'm just okay. Was your dream to like be in fashion, to be model?
Like, I didn't even fantasize about being like having notoriety. Like, even my fantasies were very like low. Like, I was so content with the idea, and my sister wanted to be an actress, and I was very much the kid that was like, you know how hard that is? Like, I was so like, I was pessimistic then, like more so, and more of like a realist and like less of a dreamer. And I feel like that shifted a little bit, but the whole industry, I was always like, that's just not, I'm not in that world. Like, that's just for other special people, you know, like that's just, or like creative people or whatever it is or whatever, just not me.
I think you're creative.
Yeah. I mean, I
remember seeing your pictures on Tumblr and being like, damn, this girl knows how to fucking take some good pics. Like, what?
I think I toned down the creative side of me when I was like a realist, because I just didn't think you could do anything creatively and make it true. To be honest, I was such a realist that
and the job, like the things that we've ended up getting to do didn't exist back then.
100%.
So it's like, how can we dream about a job that didn't even exist?
100%. And like, even the like modeling, for example, like I'm too short to model, like technically. So like, it was never on my radar. I mean, like, same. I'm going to be a model, but you know what I mean? I was very content with the idea of my life being simple, like truly. And I didn't have like high expectations for how my life was going to go. It was just, you go to college, you'll probably meet like the guy you marry in college. Right? Like, that's like what I thought. And then you get married and have kids, and like, that was going to be my life, and I want to be a psychiatrist. Like, just like God. Very like small and like a really decent life, like truly nothing bigger than that. Going into modeling and this kind of like side of life, or even having like a slight notoriety and people like wanting to hear what you have to say and wanting to hear what you're wearing and like things like that, or like being in a magazine, like things I never even considered were gonna happen, was like a weird thing of like, why? Like, it's like you can't
and now
just
there's
like,
a pressure of being a like role model, or like like I see everything you're saying, and I feel like that too. I feel like I'm constantly telling people that I'm like I'm not perfect, and the whole thing is like accept people for not being perfect. Like everyone's supposed to understand that nobody's perfect, yet people in a position like us are held to these standards of being like, you have to be perfect and you have to do everything right. Being in this position, which I never tried to be in, it just kind of like happened. I mean, same with you, but like I'm constantly like, fuck, like I need to make sure that I'm setting a good example, because I know that I have an influence on people. Well, fuck, I'm just a human being. Like I can't be perfect. And
what things do you feel like you're not setting a good example on?
I don't think I'm the worst at anything. like I don't think I'm setting a bad example. It's just like,
I feel like you have like a distorted view of yourself in a way. Yeah.
I mean, but I think that's good.
Like, oh yeah.
I feel like I'm like try to be very self-aware in middle school and high school and stuff. Or I saw a tweet that was like, some of you never got bullied, and it shows. Like me and my sister were so harsh, and like my best friends, like I didn't really get bullied like by people I didn't really know, but it's like because I was so fucking shy. But like me and my friends, like I had such a girl group that we all just would be like, ew, do not, like no, like and growing up with a sister and stuff,
it humbles you.
So humbled. I'm like, I do anything now, and my sister fucking is like, ew, Devon, no, do not. So it's just like, I feel like it's kept me on my toes and helped me in a sense be the person that I am today. But I don't know, with YouTube I just feel a lot of pressure to keep the audience. I've never really been one to compare myself, but then it's like people blowing up overnight and all this shit. It's like I'll scroll through TikTok and I'll see girls that like wear an outfit that I would wear but 10 times better than me, or like such cuter style, and I'm like, why do people like me? Like these girls like are gonna blow up and whatever. But then I sit there and I'm like, you know what, I have my own shit. Like why am I comparing myself? I have a business with my family that I've been doing.
You
like,
do a lot of
I have my
stuff.
dog, I have my boyfriend, I have my friends. Like I don't need to sit here and compare myself to a 16-year-old. Like I just think I'm aware that I'm getting older. And I just am like, no, I mean, so hard on myself. But
I think you also don't see yourself truly. You know what I mean? I think you see yourself truthfully, but you clearly don't, you know, because everyone but that's the thing of like something to think about, of like clearly everyone sees you as something that you are, you know, that's something that's very true.
What I'm showing, what I decide to show.
But even people that know you know, say the same thing. So it's still you know, it's like who you are. It's just because you're showing certain aspects doesn't mean it's not you. It's just you're showing certain aspects. You also are showing when you're like woke up in the morning and like you look like shit, or like your version of shit. So like it's not like it's not you. It's interesting that you compare yourself, because you're so your own thing that you shouldn't really compare yourself, you know?
I know that, but when I see girls do like a style that's like a Devon style, but they do it better than me, it's literally like,
do you feel like they're like taking your identity in a sense?
Well,
you're like, that's my shit.
In a sense, but I'm also like so mildly, not like that.
Mildly,
like, everything's already been done for the most part. The ego of saying that you invented something, unless you literally did, is just kind of far-fetched. I would never say that I invented certain styles or anything like that.
But you're also, you paved a way into how certain people dress. You've like created your own.
Well, girls have told me that I've inspired them and all that shit. Just walking around and seeing like all these girls in like flower dresses and cowboy boots and leopard bags, and I'm just like, oh my god, like
you're like, what have I done?
Well, yeah, literally. But to the point where it's like I'm not taking full credit by any
you're like,
means.
I am,
but it was like that was literally
part of this movement.
Like, oh my fucking god. I can't believe it. It's things that I got made fun of, or like my friends would be like, do not wear that. That is so embarrassing.
Well, you just have to reinvent now. Like once you see other people copying you, you have to just move on to something else. You just have to. And then they're going to copy you 2 years later after that. And then you're like,
which I love. I'm so here for a matching moment. I'm like, let's all copy each other and like show up in matching outfits.
I feel like in the last like 2 years or like year and a half, I just like came to this conclusion that I'm just going to be myself.
Love when you just figure that out.
I just figured it out. So it was a great time. Like literally I like was reading books on like self-confidence because I knew I didn't have it, and I just didn't understand like why I couldn't be like
what
confident.
books did you read?
I read the 6 Pillars of Self-Confidence, I think it's what it's called, and then I read a book on like 12 Rules of Life, which is another book on like how you should live your life, like kind of going into that. And then this is like kind of confidence, the Untethered Soul, but it's like kind of just like about how you live your life. But I was reading books and I just was like, okay, you need to get over this like really self-deprecating part of you that like hates everything about you and like compares yourself and like and asks other people's opinion of what you should wear, what you should do with your hair, what you should do, period. And I was just like, yeah, like I'm not gonna go my whole life living like this, like thinking that I'm like in somebody else's shoes, that like I don't like living doubting myself every second, even like showing up to work, like to model, like being so self-conscious in front of a camera. Like I was like, I need to get rid of this. And like years of modeling, it wasn't going away. I was still self-conscious every single time I went, and I'd see girls.
Really?
Yes, it was like, and I just got rid of this. Like really recently I got rid of this, and I feel so good
like your
that
photos
I've
never
gotten rid of it.
show that you're feeling that way.
I mean, the ones I post, and I never post modeling photos. Like I do more now, but like even back then I would never post modeling photos. I was like, took the money and ran. I was like, these are so bad. Like I just figured out like you just need to like don't ask anyone else like about what you want to do and who you're gonna be. Like just listen to yourself. And like I stopped asking my friends kind of their advice on like anything, and not to say they don't give good advice, because they do, but like it hindered my decision making on what is best for me. So I just stopped asking, and I just started listening to myself completely, and like started wearing clothes that I was too like scared to wear, and like then I was just like, oh, this is easy.
But isn't it fun? Like don't you just feel so much more yourself?
Oh my god, yeah, because like I have the freedom to do whatever. It's like freeing. Like I actually am free to wear whatever I want, and now people like expect that I'm gonna wear whatever I want.
I fucking love RuPaul. Like that's definitely someone who I look up to and I'm inspired by. But she always says, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you gonna love somebody else? And I like live by that. Like the only way to achieve any of your dreams or feel like you did anything that you want or like fulfilled is the word I'm looking for. You just have to love yourself because it's gonna be like your friendships are going to get better, your relationship with your parents, everything, jobs, like money, everything's just going to come once you like are at peace with yourself. Yeah. But that's a fucking battle, but I feel like
it is.
Jesse helped me so much with that.
How did he help? Like what sort of things?
Just because I respect him so much, and the fact that he constantly was reiterating like, Devon, you have no reason to feel that way, like whatever. And I'm like, okay, well if he thinks that about me, then it must be true. And just having people, supportive people around you, I think helps a lot. Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have an older sister.
Oh yeah.
And then 2 younger siblings, but they're super young, and they live in Thailand. So but they're 7 and
Al's in Thailand 5
right now. Oh wait. This is amazing. They should link.
I know.
But I don't know, I feel like most of all of the things I figured out through asking myself the questions. I don't know. Like I always will ask my friends, and like we have really good relationships and really like introspective like we can go deep, but I feel like I don't listen to anyone unless I'm listening to myself in a sense. Like I will listen to my friends, but like if they're telling me nice things, I don't believe it. And like so it didn't do anything to me. And like my mom would always tell me nice things, and like I feel like I had like all the things in my corner to be like a super confident girl growing up, and it just didn't work. I just thought everyone was lying and everyone was being too like nice. And it had to come from like me figuring it out by myself. Advice from friends and like gaining confidence from friends, like I never was able to do. Like I wish I was, but because like that's stupid that I wasn't able to do that.
Like all your friends are telling you how great you are.
You know, but I don't know, like that's the thing. I just like, I don't know. I was really like negative more when I was a kid. Like I just didn't see certain things. And like, but all of the person that I am now and like who I've grown to be, it's just by asking myself, like, and really going, like I'll go to the park for like 6 hours and be like, figure it out today, like a little bit more today. But because those are the most like helpful times, like the things I get the most stuff done with myself. I feel like I'm alone. I feel like I like being alone too much.
But I feel like that's such a good trait to have is like enjoying alone time. because it's so fucking important to know yourself. It's like, how can you love someone else? And I feel like once you figure that part out, everything kind of comes into play. And it's like, if a relationship comes your way, it's going to be so much easier to navigate if that person's in a good space or whatever. But because you're figuring it out. Right?
No, I definitely, I know it's a good quality to have in the sense of like, I don't feel like I need anybody. Like, I know that's good. Like, it's universally great. Like, I don't actually need anybody to be happy. But I feel like it almost makes it unattractive in a sense. Like, there's not something like I see with other people that like I'm drawn to be with in a relationship. I just don't have that. Kind of like how you were when you were younger, I guess. Like, it just doesn't really appeal to me as much as I feel like it should, and maybe it would benefit me more for it to appeal to me more. I just I think it's
when it's meant to be, it's gonna be, and that's always
that's where I keep faith. I'm like, if someone like comes along that's so cool and I can't help it,
you're gonna know.
Then I actually can't help it. But for the most part, I'm just like, I feel like I could probably ease up on that, like, but I can't. It's the thing. I just
don't change if you don't need to.
Also,
I don't think you're so young, and you're fine.
I know for a fact, because I often think of my life in like a big scale. Like, I will be very thankful for these days and like the times before I like wasn't like about anything. So I know that it's fine. It's just like, I know that it's also not ideal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It will work out in time, but I'm just like not there yet. It's fine.
How did your last relationship end?
We were friends for like 3 years, and then we started dating, and he just like kind of changed a little bit. And
you're young at that age.
Yeah, no, 100%. So the last like 6 months, it was like a friendship. Like, I was just like helping him with whatever. And then we just decided to break up. He's the sweetest guy ever. And I always like sweet guys. Like, that's my type. Same. They can look like this or like do this and like whatever, but they're all sweet. You know, they all have good hearts.
That's how my type is too. I'm literally like,
I have like asshole like radar. I'm like, no.
Oh, dude, I'm disgusted by when people are mean. I'm like, oh my God, you cannot be more unattractive to me in this moment.
Yeah.
I want someone who's
people like are attracted to that.
Yeah, but like, you can tell too when people are being like fake nice or trying so overly hard. When someone tries way too hard,
I feel like I can always tell when someone's like trying to not be them. You know what I mean? I feel like I can tell. Like, and whether it's like you're trying to be too nice or like you're trying to be too cool, like it reads wrong to me. Like, there's genuine people I feel like stick out like a sore thumb. Like, to me, like, I can tell 100%. And then like non-genuine people or people like masquerading as something else, like, stick out just the same
picky.
In a different.
I'm picky.
I think it's good to be picky.
I think so too. It's gonna help you in the long run, because then you're not gonna waste your time.
That's like my argument. I'm just like, I'm not wasting my time. Like,
you don't
not
need
to say like a relationship wastes your time, but it can, you know, like some people
you're
want those years
it.
back or whatever. Yeah, exactly. And like, I feel like I got one under my belt. Like, I've done it. So it's like not weird.
Yeah.
I've done one.
Yeah.
That's actually how I look at it.
You're like, I have something to reflect on.
Something that I can say if someone asks. Yeah. And then otherwise, I'll be single for another 3 years.
My first kiss when I was 14. I was 14. Is that like?
No, I was like 13. Like, same thing.
He had asked me if I'd kissed anyone else, and I fully fucking lied. And I was like, yeah. No, I did not at all.
That's how it goes. You can't admit that they're going to be your first kiss.
I'm not going to tell him that, because he's definitely made out with girls. And I was like, gonna give him a peck, and that was it. Like, nothing more. But yeah, I definitely lied in that sense.
No, I understand. I mean, I did the same thing with my virginity.
No, you didn't.
I did. And I was like older. I was 18.
Was it your boyfriend?
No. I moved here when I was 16, and I like hadn't had sex with anybody before, and I was just like 16, like living it up, like whatever. This guy that I hooked up with in LA told everyone in LA that I was a virgin, and I was like mortified. I was like 17 or 16. Aww. And then I was like, okay, that's it. I'm losing my virginity. I'm so over this. I didn't like any of the guys in LA. I just like didn't want to like hook up with them. Like, I don't know. And then so it's like someone who I've known, and like we liked each other like all through high school.
I feel like that's just growing up. And I remember the boy I had lost my virginity to was the guy I dated before Jesse. But I had an ex-boyfriend lie and say that we had sex with each other, which we
That's like guys' go-to lies. Like, I'm gonna lie about hooking up with a girl.
Yeah, and he told one of my like close friends at the time that we had sex, and she ended up coming to me and was like, "Why wouldn't you tell me that?" I'm like, "That never happened." And she said,
"First of all, that's a lie."
I think I was like just turned 18, where I was like, it was almost my birthday or something.
Okay, the exact same thing,
dude,
for me.
I was like, I need to fucking get this over with because I just don't want to be a virgin anymore, and I'm embarrassed, which I had no reason to be embarrassed.
Yeah.
Which I've learned now. But
the exact same thing.
All my friends were, my like 3 best friends were all in the grade below me, and they had all lost their virginities, and I was just like, I'm the oldest one out of all my whole group of friends, and I'm the only one who's still a virgin. I had just been like, you know what, let's get it over with, whatever. And I had a boyfriend for like 2 weeks or something, and I was like, fuck it,
let's go.
And I was drunk, and it was definitely my idea, and he was definitely down, but I don't think it wasn't the most romantic thing that's ever happened to me. And I mean, we definitely broke up like a couple months later, but
at least you got it over
with. And he was so sweet. Like,
yeah,
he was a great guy.
That's the thing. Like, I'm not someone, like, I'm pretty like protective almost, like, with who I sleep with. Like, I don't really sleep with a lot of people, and even me, I don't even care about how I lost my virginity. I literally could not care less. I was just so happy it was out of the way.
Same.
And didn't look back.
I just felt relieved.
Like, oh, thank God. Like, that's
like,
done.
I don't have to say I'm a virgin anymore.
Yeah, no,
great.
100%. So like, I don't know, I feel like there's such an expectation for it to be even like
so romantic,
something like it's supposed to be something, like, for the girl at least. I mean, it's expected, but I don't know. I just don't really care.
Dude, when I found out that my best friend had lost her virginity, I cried. I was like how could you do this? No, I was angry.
Yeah.
I felt like I was so blindsided. And I'm also like, why did I have these expectations? Like, from a friendship at fucking 15. And she'll always bring up whenever she comes back and hangs out with Jesse and I, she's like, Jesse, Devon actually really loves you, and I think you need to realize she hates every guy, like, ever. And so the fact that she's with you still just that's a lot for her. And I'm like, he's perfect.
You guys will end up getting engaged, we all know.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. So many people have tried to start shit and been like, I think Devon's wearing a ring. I'm like, you guys don't think that I'm gonna make it a huge deal? Like,
I love that. I love that response. My
Leo ass will be like, the world needs to stop. I am engaged. But it's awesome, also like, I don't think marriage is that big of a deal. Like, I could easily not be married and be fucking fine.
Well, that's like a badass way to go about it. And I respect the couples that like never get married. You know?
Me
it's
too.
Kind of cool. It's like they don't need it. You know?
I know, but now with all the like hospital rules and stuff, and
like legally married, that situation, you also save money. Like, there's benefits, legal benefits. Yes, there's weird, like, in paper. I guess that's all that would benefit is in paper shit.
Yeah, totally.
Because like, it's not like your relationship really benefits.
My mom at my age right now had already had me and was about to have my sister. And so it's just weird comparing myself to that, because I'm like, I'm not even engaged. And
do you want kids this early though? Like, when you're young? Okay, yeah.
I definitely want kids because I want to be a young parent. Like, I want to be able to run around
like in the
with
next
my
like
kids.
5 years. Can you see yourself having a kid or not really?
Oh, dude. I'm like, I told Jesse, I'm like, I'd love to get married around 29, maybe.
29's like the golden year of marriage.
Only because I want to like still be hot. And not saying that I don't think I'm gonna be hot, but I just think I've always pictured myself being a young bride. And I feel like I thought I was gonna be married by fucking 20 when I was in high school.
Me too.
And that's
22. I was like, I'm having kids.
Yeah, right.
No.
But I just feel like I'm really go with the flow kind of girl. I never pictured myself being in this position that I'm in right now.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's the same type of thing with
You're
marriage.
like, so there's maybe good things down the line.
Like I go home tonight, Jesse proposes.
That'd be awesome. But yeah, I mean, it's also a different time. Like my mom had me when she was like late. She was like 39, and like
Jesse's mom had him when she was 39.
Yeah, it's like, and she's not even that much, like, I feel like that much older than me. So like that gives me like a really big window of when I can have kids, because 39 is like my expectation. So it's like now to 39. Anything's fine, you know? So I don't know. I, again, to your point, thought I was going to have kids and get married, but like, I'm so thankful that I didn't do that, you know? Like, I just want to live my life, like life.
I have so much more to selfishly accomplish now that I've like gotten here. I'm like, well, I still want to travel and see like so many things. And I feel like Martin's enough responsibility for me right now. I'm about to go to a virtual fashion show from home.
Today?
My first one. No, next week. It'll be interesting. I'm excited.
Also, I have a Wildflower case.
Yes! I need to send you new ones.
Please, yeah, isn't this a really old one? Olivia was
it's
like,
not
that's
really
like a 2015 Wildflower case.
Oh my God.
I was like, is it?
No, Olivia and my sister are roommates now. So Olivia gets
I went to their house.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
It's cute.
It's really cute. It's awesome.
I know. My sister finally moved out. She's lived with my parents this entire time until this year.
Damn.
So crazy.
I mean, like, do it while you can, you know? Like, I like left when I think I was like 19 actually, though.
Yeah, but 16 you were like...
Well, 16 I moved from Canada to live with my dad here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like I still lived with... It was my first time living with my dad. And my dad like had no rules. So like it was really chill. But no, I left at like 19 and no regrets. It's like the best thing you ever do is leave your parents' house. You don't think rent's going to be worth it, but it's like...
When I first moved here from the suburbs, I had bleached my hair and I was just like, I'm fucking about to turn 21. Like... Let's go out.
Super sick.
Yeah, I thought I was so badass and like living on the east side thinking I was the coolest fucking girl ever.
But at the same time, even when I think I'm like fucking so sick, I'm like, but you're not that
sick. Dude. You're
still weird.
My camera roll has been too full. So I recently have been going through and deleting like all my old pictures, but I'm going through all the pictures from like 2014, 2015 and I'm just like, oh. She's come so far.
Dude, yeah. Every time I see old photos, I'm just like, I just feel bad for her. I'm just like,
she's not there yet.
She's
not there yet. She has so much potential.
Yeah.
I forget who said this, but I recently heard someone say we should be less judgmental and more curious instead of like immediately judging someone. Just be curious and try to understand why they're being that way. And so I take that into fucking every aspect of my life and I'll do it to the point where I'm like, why was I wearing that?
Yeah.
What made me want to wear that?
What was going through my head in that
What happened that day that I needed to wear that?
I love that.
Such a deeper meaning.
Yeah, no, you're really asking yourself the questions. It's a trip remembering like how you used to be, like especially when it's so different, you know? It's pretty crazy how you're just like an entrepreneur.
I know,
you know, like
right?
you're just like a low-key entrepreneur. It's kind of sick.
Know. I feel like people are constantly confused by what I do or who I am. And I'm just like,
well, you do a bunch of, I actually respect your take on like social media and like your, just like what all the different aspects you do. Cause you do a lot of different things. You do modeling. And then you also do like the Wildflower, and then you also do YouTube, and then you're also like do influencer stuff.
Yeah.
But like in all of those platforms, like you don't do it like cheesy or weird, you know?
Well,
and like that's like hard to do. Like if you're, you know, like YouTube like can like border kind of like weird, but like everything you do in all areas are 10 out of 10.
I was really fucking nervous about starting YouTube. I care so much what my friends' opinions are.
Yeah.
And I didn't want them to think that I was lame or anything, but they were like, Dev, you're cool, So if you just be yourself, it's going to be fine. Yeah. We'll be in your vlogs. Like, that's fine. Yeah. I just wanted them to say that they'll be in it. Yeah. I was like, because I don't want to pull out a camera and then be like, why are you filming me? So I was just like, if I do this, will you guys be in it? And they were like, yeah, of course. So, but that's on supportive friends. Yeah. I'm really grateful for Wildflower because it's put me in a position where I'm able to not do every job that comes my way. I do it for really fun. Want it to be, With Wildflower, I gift everyone. Like, I don't care if you have 100 followers and I think you're so fucking cool. Like, I will send you every new case, every release, or if you have 10 million followers. Like, my sister and I always are going through our customer photos and liking and commenting on them. So it's like, because we get excited to see anyone with a case. Like, it's still exciting to me. So I'm just grateful for anyone who wants to share the product because I'm still fucking mind blown that it even exists. Yeah. So it's
you guys like, are in urban, right? And like all over.
We are. We're like in every Urban Outfitters store now.
An entrepreneur, like a real deal entrepreneur. That's insane. That's insane.
Girls like, will tell me that they're like, I started a business and I'm inspired by you because you did this. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so weird.
Like, that's setting a good example for girls. Truly. Like, that inspires me in certain aspects.
Well, because you never know what's going to happen. Yeah. My sister and I weren't influencers when Wildflower started. Because of Miley, it just kind of gave us that platform immediately, and my sister and I were so excited to make content for it. A lot of people think that we were influencers or whatever you wanted to call us, creators or personalities before, and then we started Wildflower, but it's like all of this has stemmed from that one interaction, and it's like blossomed into this crazy fucking world that I ended up in. But
have you seen or run into Miley ever since then?
No, dude. No.
Do you think she has any idea? She must.
She must. Yeah. And I all I do is just like support her, and I feel like.
Oh yeah, I actually saw you posted Heart of Glass on your story.
Did,
right?
Dude.
Yeah,
I was
listening to her Heart of Glass as well yesterday, and then I was like, oh my God,
everyone's listening to it. It's so great. Good.
Yeah,
I've loved Miley for so long, mostly
Hannah.
Mostly from Hannah Montana, mostly because I loved the plot of the show. I was like, this is my dream. Like, I was just so here for when she was like the Bangers era, when she was being so crazy. I felt like I was on the same, like, because she's only a year older than me, it felt like an older sister, like idol, that I was just like, oh my God, she's going through the same stuff right before I was. And I just feel like I chose such a good idol. Such a good age, and it's someone who I've supported for so long, and I just think she's a really fucking cool person. And
she is. She's a badass.
I'm like, we'll support her forever.
Do you like see similar qualities? Like you said earlier, like, which I was intrigued about, do you find it hard to like set a good example? And like I've thought about it because like I don't like do the right things. I treat people always the right way. Like that I live by, but I don't do the right things for myself all the time.
Yeah, same.
And like that's like kind of like similar to like Miley, and she owns that. Yeah. But like I wouldn't say, people say she's like a good, unless you like get it, like a good example. So that's,
I think that she's just real. Which is, and especially now, like even listening to all the podcasts and interviews she's been doing recently, like she's opening up so much and being so honest about like so much in her past that I just think is really fucking cool. And I've always been kind of a mess on social media ever since fucking MySpace days. Like I would always like take a blurry blown out photo and be like, it's so sick, and like post it. My mom and sister would be like, that's so blurry, why would you post that? No one needs to see this. And I feel like because of the way I used to approach social media, I never thought about what I posted before, and people fucking loved it. I would literally just wake up and like be in my robe and like talk about, I don't even know, like nothing made sense, and it was always a mess, but it worked. I just think it's really made me aware of my influence and maybe like thinking before posting. I think I'm a good person, so I just don't think that some of my stuff can get misconstrued in any way, because I never have malicious intent with anything, but it's just a lot of pressure to be good all the time.
Like I know, like my idea of what's appropriate is warped by living in LA.
Totally. You know? Even sometimes I'll walk around and like really short biker shorts.
I was about to say what I wear as well.
Yeah, and I'm just like, then I'll drive to Newbury Park and go somewhere, and I'm just thinking to myself, I should not be in this outfit out here. This is not as normal, but whatever. It's what I felt like wearing today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking life.
Well, thank you for coming on my podcast.
Of course,
You're
Char.
so sweet.
You're so sweet.
And bye.
Bye.